Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world. Now today, I will touch upon another area of both developmental change and also growth. Now, we all know how important those two areas are, both developmental change and growth. But how do we really implement those into life? How do we really use and apply those to different kind of areas of our life? Now, everybody changes and then everybody develops in various different ways. But then, how do we get ourselves from one stage to another to ensure that we fulfill an objective, which is really important, which is really essential to our task and also to our ambition, or even if it's just like an aim that we're trying to fulfill. And we have to ensure that we are going the full 100% and not just, okay, 60 or 70 and think that, oh, okay, that's fine. But in order to grow and to develop, you must take the right steps and use the right techniques to ensure that you're getting there, you're fulfilling your objective. In order to get there, you have to make sure that you are going the right way, you're learning about the right particular things, you're acquiring the right knowledge, and also you are going in depth and making sure that you are seeking that knowledge, you are seeking that wisdom, and therefore you're growing in different ways. But then we need to think for a moment and think that, okay, people are on different levels, people are at different stages of the ladder, and if they feel that they need to get from here to there, then you need to think that, how am I going to get from here when over here is maybe 10, 15 miles away? But then to make that big leap, people say that, oh, okay, how am I going to make this big step or big leap when I find it so difficult or whatnot? But then in the mind saying that it's so difficult, but then a little voice is creeping on, oh yes, you can make it, you can do it, sort of thing. It's about that drive, that perseverance, that motivation, and also determination. Because with all of those elements, anybody can fulfill that objective, no matter how important it is, whether it's low, medium, or really high. The higher the importance, the better you raise your standard, the more higher and the more likely you are to fulfill that task, to fulfill that objective. Now, we may feel that, okay, this one may be a little bit important and the other one may be more important. Now, at the same time, we need to think, which one are we going to prioritize? Is it going to be A? Is it going to be B, sort of thing? Now, we can prioritize both of them and have a few here and maybe a few there. And we can prioritize both A and B and think that, oh, okay, I really want to fulfill both tasks and I really want to complete both objectives because they're really important to me. And now we have another person that says that, oh, okay, how am I going to do this sort of thing, But then if they use the right kind of strategies that they'd use for the previous one, then they know that they can fulfill that with the right time, right determination, the right kind of motivation, and also using that drive, making sure that you persevering among everything, no matter what happens. Everyone has obstacles in their life, everyone has difficulties, no matter what it is. But in order to fulfill, making sure that you are going beyond those obstacles, you're going beyond those persevering situations and whatnot, and making sure that you go around and making sure you're completing that objective. Now, working on particular objectives and goals, we need to think which one is more important, which one is more likely to get me further. Is it the first one? Is it the second or fifth or whatever? Then we need to break it down into segments and think that, okay, if I work on these two, then this may push me further, but there could be something else or another idea or strategy that you can implement that could really get you further. But then if you've taken the first one, you think that, oh, okay, this is getting me some way. But then by bringing in those other ones, that could even help you and support and guide you to get even further. So that's why you have to be more aware of not only other opportunities and other ideas, but also broaden the knowledge, broadening the mind, which is just as important and highly essential to many different aspects, many different areas of life, and also working on different goals and objectives. Now, broadening the mind is really important and really essential to almost anything that we do in life. Now, if I think that, okay, there's only one way to go from here to there, and I have many different opinions and ideas from many people, I think, okay, I have a new idea. I have a new strategy to get from here to there. But then if I thought about it a lot more, I think that, okay, maybe there are 3 different ways of getting from here to there. But in the beginning, I thought there was only one. So that's why it's really important to not only broaden our spectrum, but also being more aware and being more knowledgeable of many more things. So therefore, it enables you to go a lot further. And by doing that, that means it's giving you more knowledge, it's giving you more wisdom. And you think that, okay, I have a lot more strategies to this. I have a lot more techniques to get from here to there. And I can also pass that knowledge on to other people, which would be really supportive, and it'd be really helpful to others for them to implement that into other areas of their life. So then they have other ideas. They can seek out other opportunities in order for them to grow and in order for them to develop in many areas of their life, whether it be something that they would like to improve on or something they need to work on. Now, going into that kind of area, we think that, okay, we all have strengths and weaknesses, but then what is more important? Is it a strength, that something that we're really good at and we excel when we may go beyond many people? Or is it a weakness where you think that, oh, I don't know what to do, or I'm going to coop up because I don't want this getting the best of me? And a lot of people may think that, oh, how am I going to do this when I find this really difficult? But the thing is to get rid of that fearful element, get rid of that fearful doubt, that negative perception in the head that's not making you do that. Now we remove all the fearful elements, we remove all the negative perceptions that's telling us that we can't do this and we can't do that. Let's take down those barriers, let's take away all of those curtains and all of those thoughts. And then it allows you to step out of the big bubble, step out of the big box, and remove and even reduce all of those weaknesses. You know, it enables you to do a lot more than you can ever imagine, more than you thought before. And then it's brought you into a new perspective. And now you're like, okay, I can do this. You know, it's not giving you doubts no more. It's not giving you this thought that, oh, I can't do this. I don't feel that I have the ability. But by you having these new thoughts, you having these new perspective in your mind, it's making you think not only differently, but it's giving you new ideas, it's giving you new techniques on what to do, on how to do it in many different ways. And you're even passing that knowledge on to many people, passing those ideas to many different people, and even telling them that, okay, if I can do this, then many other people can as well. You know, and it's not only having that idea and having that knowledge and turn it around from one weakness to a strength, but it's also implementing that into many different areas of life, making sure that, okay, I'm gonna succeed, but in order for you to do that, you must think that, how am I gonna do this? What kind of settings am I gonna make to get from here to there in order to fulfill my objective? Now, coming out of the fearful element, coming out of the negative perception is only one part of it. But we also need to work on what kind of state are we in? What kind of mind frame are we in? Every day, people think that, oh, okay, I'm in this kind of state or whatnot. Think that, oh, okay, how am I gonna get from here to there? But then people can be in one state and you can be thinking that, oh, I can do this or I can do that. But then you can be all up in different kind of emotions. But then if you begin to control and begin to realize and think that I can work on this and that by controlling my state and controlling my mind frame, and realizing that if I do this in a particular way, and if I do that in a certain way, or even change it and vary the way I do it, then you may get different results. And by getting different results, you have a different outcome altogether. Now, I truly believe that that is essentially important to many different things. By using those different techniques and using those different strategies, you will get different results and you'll get the right kind of outcome that you're looking for, and not just a short-term happiness, or something that's only of a temporary need. It's like when we think of something that is only a shortcoming, and something that is not really fulfilling our needs, not really fulfilling our expectations as a human being. And we know that we need to fulfill a lot more. But then at the same time, we need to think that what's more important? Something that is of a short-term perspective, or something that is more long-term? Now, everyone has different needs and everyone has different wants and expectations. Now, let's stop for 1 second and think that, okay, if someone had this want and need, and someone's got another want and need, how are they gonna work it together? Not as two different people, but as one person with two different objectives. What is it that they want and need, and what is it that they want and need? Now, if we realize and open our mind that, all right, at this time, I need to fulfill that objective. I need to really make that change, to transform my mind, to transform my emotional state, my mind frame altogether. So I have the right thoughts, I have the right perspective, I have the right techniques in many different ways.